I'm Dwight Delowitz here, and I'm with Robert Stewart, a paint contractor out of Port Orange, Florida. Robert, you've been in the business 35 years.
Well, actually, Dwight, it's right at 30 years
30
now.
years, Robert. That's a long time to do anything. But my
Well,
question,
you're making me old before my time here.
Robert, the question to you today is this: why hire a paint contractor?
Well, Dwight, as you know, a professional contractor, a painting contractor, what we're talking about, will provide a level of quality that the average do-it-yourselfer just isn't able to do for themselves. They're just not going to be able to do that job that way. House painting, it's no easy task. A lot of people may think that it is. Interior and exterior painting is very labor intensive. It's very physical, and it can be dangerous as well.
Dangerous. What are the dangers, Robert?
Well, we're talking about ladders. We're working with ladders. We're working with drop cloths. We could have spillage. Paint could kick over. A person could fall. We're working around electrical plates. So there's a lot of things that can happen there, especially on an exterior job when you are on ladders and you are up high in the air. Not having the ladders set right. You know, a painter, we're on these ladders every day. So usually an exterior painting job is most challenging, but there are a few things to consider. And so one is, Dwight, before you start this, do you have the proper equipment? And I mean by that, do you have ladders? Do you have drop cloths? Do you have quality paintbrushes?
Well, I have one of those flimsy aluminum ladders that kind of wobbles when I get on it every time. And kind of, you know, the wife's always telling me to get off that thing.
Right. Now you can see where I'm going with it can be potentially dangerous, right? But rollers, sprayers, extension poles, putty, and patching knives and blades. So there's a lot of tools that could be required to do a quality paint job and not just an average job that your do-it-yourselfer is going to be comfortable doing. And the most important thing is, once you go out, if you did go out and you acquired all these tools, are you comfortable using the tools? Are you confident on a ladder? Are you confident on top of a 20-foot ladder leaning up against a house?
Well, I'd have to say I haven't done it, so I'm not sure.
Right, so you'd probably be a little bit shaky up there.
Yeah.
Do you have skills to patch? Can you cut straight lines? Can you roll walls evenly?
Again, I've not done it. You know, I don't know. I thought it's just easy to put paint on the walls.
Right. Use of proper primers. See, all these things are very important. There is a distinct difference between a paint job by a professional and one done by an amateur. And the truth about it is, where most people think that they will save money doing it themselves, in the long run, by the time they buy the equipment and everything and go through it, they're going to get an inferior paint job, and they're going to end up paying the money anyway. Another thing to consider is, are you physically capable of moving heavy furniture?
Well, I put the furniture in. Let's just say that.
Okay, well, you might want to call that young strapping fella to come back in and help you move it, because that's
the delivery guy. Yeah, you got me there. I had it all delivered.
In other words, Dwight, you're going to want to paint behind the refrigerator. You're not going to want to leave that out. Oh. And so what I'm saying here is, make sure, if you are going to do it yourself and you're going to take on this challenge, that you're physically able to move these things safely, and that you have the help that you need to do that.
Yeah. The other question I had, Robert, is the time. How much time will a paint contractor take?
Well, we usually say, you know, we do no more as much by 10 o'clock in the morning than most people do all day. So it's kind of hard to say. I guess there's some painters, based on their skill, are going to be quicker than other painters. But a professional painter can move along very quickly. And we've done exteriors on 15, even up to a 2,000 square foot house, sometimes in a good long day on an exterior paint job from start to finish.
In a day?
So so that'll give you an idea.
Really?
Yeah.
So that paint job that I've been working on in my basement for 3 weeks, that's not going to take you 3 weeks to do?
No, that'd probably take a few hours, Dwight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
to sum it all up,
there's one more.
Oh,
There's another thing here to consider.
okay.
You hit on it. It's probably going to take you longer. And I want to ask you, have you considered the time your room, or not even your room, because we can do without that, but the time your exterior will be down, how much time it'll realistically take to do the job and do the job properly, and also the time that it's going to take away from your own work and your own routine.
Yeah.
If you can't stay on the job, you get called away, or you must go somewhere during the evenings. I mean, we only have so much daylight. If it's interior, I guess you could put light up, but exterior, you're going to run out of sunlight. Can you live with things being unfinished for a while?
Well,
And have weekends.
I probably could, but I'm not sure if my wife could.
Right,
Right.
exactly. And yeah. So an average exterior, just to give you an idea, for a person doing it on the weekends, doing it on an evening, whenever they can get to it, it could take a month or more, depending on the size of the house, and also for interiors. So that's something that you may want to consider. So unless you have 3 or 4 people that are going to come help you over a weekend, you may not want to take this job on yourself without taking that into consideration.
So to sum it all up, Robert, basically you guys have the time, the skills, and the tools, and leave the painting to the professionals.
Well, the experience of a painting contractor has everything to do with the results that you're going to get. And the more experienced the contractor is, and the many different surfaces, the preparations, and his relation to the products, and how well he knows the products, will make all the difference in the quality of paint job you get. And just one thing to ask yourself before we're done: are you really qualified to produce a quality paint job for yourself with lasting results? One that a professional would be able to do for you, and one who has the time, who has the skills, and has the familiarity with the products.
Hmm. That's something to think about, Robert. Thank you. And friends,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. Why hire a paint contractor? Because your wife will appreciate it.
There you go.
Stop! Don't you dare touch that mouse. If you're going to hire a paint contractor to do your paint job, stop! Don't hire anyone until you read my free guide, How to Avoid Rip-Offs and Get a Quality Paint Job Done. In this guide, you'll learn why you should hire a painting contractor, where you find a good painting contractor. You'll also learn 9 steps on how to hire a paint contractor, 10 questions your paint contractor must answer to get the job. Go now to volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com and claim your free report. This report will tell you how to avoid heartbreak in the painting of your home by hiring the right paint contractor, by asking the right questions. Go now, volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com. Claim your free report. This report could literally save you thousands of dollars and a world of stress. If you follow this report, I'm confident your painting experience will be great. volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com.